This is the Ox and the Q Show. And Ox, what's on your heart tonight?
I don't know. I've been just thinking about, other people around me that, that I see that are struggling in their life in general, not just addicts, but just everyday people. I think the coronavirus, it just really changed the world. It changed my outlook on things a lot too, about health. There's a lot of people that died over that. There's a lot of things that changed, in the economy. There's some people are doing better financially now than they were then, with the unemployment, the large checks they're given and stuff. And I think they're getting too comfortable, and I'm kind of concerned that after the end of this, when they have to go back to work, that it's going to be a snag on them, man. They're going to have to be careful. We'll get complacent, we get too comfortable, and get used to getting free money, man. And it's, I've never really had that luxury, but I'm concerned about people in general with what they're doing with that. That's kind of what I've been thinking about today a lot.
Well, that's a good thought. I mean, obviously the virus has changed the world. I do believe it's real. My son tells me people do die from it. He's one of the on the front lines in the hospital, so it's for real. But we can't live in fear. We got to have faith, and we have to live as if today is it. We only get 24 hours in a day, and that's 86,400 seconds, and we have to utilize the time that we have. And I think for me, the time is of the essence, and I try to make the most of each day if I can. I try to stay present more than anything, and try to be of utmost service to others. And I definitely see people hurting out there, especially those that are. You go up to the gas station, and like a Quick Trip we have here in St. Louis, see an awful lot of people begging for money, and that's grown. That has grown, for sure. I see a lot more of that. People with signs out, you get at an intersection, hungry, you see that. It's not so much work for food anymore, it's more panhandling.
Right. Well, I've seen, and I've been there before, it's when you start to lose hope and you give up, you just think it's just easier just to put out a sign or whatever, There's times when you get so discouraged that, that you get to the point where you just give up. And I don't know, it's sad to see, sometimes it takes another person to give you a little push, but you got to do the work yourself, man. I try to help people, but if they're not willing to do any of the work, then I don't, there's only so much a person could do when it comes to help. Even if you hand them the money to the person asking for the money at Quick Trip, it's just a temporary fix. It really is. It just gets them through for a little bit. And I like to give, but I like to sow my seed, properly, where I know it's going to go to some kind of good use,
I think for change to take place, two things must happen. One, willingness, and two, action. Without those two things, nothing really changes. People talk the good game, but they certainly don't work at it. And if you don't work, action is so important, I think.
Right. But, and I was also thinking that, it's good to have a good plan and a good structure every day, but not to make it become like perfectionism, because I get to where I feel like if I don't get everything done, I feel like I've failed in a way, and you just can only do what you can only do, that's it. Just if you've done the best that you can, that's what really matters.
And this
has been the Ox and the Q Show.